There's a specific feeling I want to talk about today because I think a lot of you have it and never say it out loud. It's the feeling that everyone around you is quietly doing better than you are. The holiday photos, the new car on the neighbor's drive, the friends who seem to be out at a restaurant every single weekend, and you doing everything right, working hard, paying your bills, trying to save a bit, sitting there wondering if you're the only one who's somehow behind. Before you spiral into that, the answer to, is everyone else richer than me, is not the answer you might think it is, and it changes what you actually do about it. Let's start with the thing nobody says at the dinner table, the numbers. The average UK adult holds about £17,000 in savings and £4,000 in unsecured debt at the same time. Around 11.5 million adults in this country have no savings at all. 1 in 5 people couldn't cover a surprise £250 bill without borrowing. And in a single recent month, 21% of adults said they'd had to borrow more or lean on credit more than they did a year ago. Hold those numbers next to the feed you scroll every night. They do not match. The economy you see, the holidays, the cars, the weekends away, and the economy people actually have quietly come apart from each other. Now here's where most videos about this go wrong. They tell you it's all fake, that everyone flashing a good life is secretly drowning, and if you could just see their bank statement, you'd feel better. I'm not going to do that, because it's not always true, it's not kind, and it's not useful. The real story is a bit more interesting than they're all broke. It's about something that isn't visible or tangible, the hidden price tag on the visible life. And once you can see it, you stop measuring yourself against others entirely. So here's the first honest truth. The spending you see around you is mostly not a lie. It's actually a choice. And I want to be really clear. It's sometimes a completely valid one. Someone who books the holiday, leases the nice car, eats out every weekend, they're not doing something wildly amazing. They've just chosen to spend their money on life now, on things they can feel and see and enjoy today. That is a genuinely reasonable way to live for some. I'm not here to say don't live like that. Of course, you'll have the odd 1% of people who genuinely have that level of funding to live like that every day, or the dirty and unethical scam artist, but let's leave them out of this equation for now. We look at the median average. Every single pound spent has a second price that never shows up on the receipt. A pound you spend on the visible, enjoyable, right now stuff is a pound that didn't go into something that grows. Let's call it an expense, purely just money going out. It didn't go into a pension, an index fund, an ISA, overpaying the mortgage, anything that can quietly compound in the background. That's the trade-off. Economists have a boring name for it: opportunity cost. The cost of a choice isn't just the price on the tag. It's everything else you sacrificed that the pound could have become, if you'd done something else with it. The person with the visible life made a choice. The person saving quietly made a different one. Neither is wrong, but most people only ever see one side, the fun side, and never the invisible pound that walked out the door. It's human after all, to feel something when they see something largely showcased massively. Let me put real weight on why that invisible pound matters. Money that's spent is gone. Money that's invested typically won't disappear to nil. Yeah, you may get the odd investment that blows up in your face and goes to nil, but careful decisions means that it earns. And then the earnings earn. And then, over years and decades, that will snowball. That's compounding. It's the quietest, most powerful force in personal finance. And it's completely invisible from the outside. It's because it doesn't buy you anything physically to showcase until you take it out to spend. So picture 2 people on the exact same salary. One of them has the visible life, the trips, the car, the weekends. The other one looks boring. Older phone, same car for years, doesn't post much. From the outside, person 1 looks like he's obviously winning, but you cannot see the pension pot. You cannot see the ISA. You cannot see the 20 years of compounding that the boring one has quietly stacked up for later. The visible life and the actual build-up of investments are 2 different things. You are only ever shown the visible one. Here's the way I want you to hold this. Imagine everyone you know is walking around wearing a big, colourful coat. The coat is the visible life, the holidays, the car, the clothes, the meals out. Some people have gorgeous, expensive-looking coats, but underneath the coat, everyone's also carrying a rucksack. Inside the rucksack is what they've actually built. The savings, the investments, the compounding. The thing that's there when the weather turns. Here's the catch. You can see everyone's coat. You can never see inside anyone's rucksack. And here's the part that really matters. A big coat often costs you additions inside the rucksack. Every pound sewn into the coat is a pound that didn't go into the bag on your back. Some people have a magnificent coat and almost nothing in the rucksack. Some people look plain and are carrying a rucksack that would make your eyes water. You have been standing in a room full of coats, feeling bad about yours, judging a competition where the actual reality of who is doing well is a bag you could never see inside of. And this isn't me being poetic, it's in the data. Remember, 11.5 million adults with no savings at all. A lot of those people are not sitting at home in the dark. They're out living visibly, funding today, coat over an empty rucksack. That's not inherently wrong. It's just a choice most people make, with or without seeing the opportunity cost. It's their decision. And on the other side, 21% of people leaning on credit more than a year ago. Some of that beautiful coat is genuinely running on borrowed thread. Not all of it, but some. So when you look around and feel behind, understand what you're actually looking at. You're looking at the outside, the coats. You have no idea what's actually in the bag. You might say, the real rich people, the top 1%, they've obviously got both. Big coat, full rucksack, the game is rigged. So let's talk about them honestly, because there is an uncomfortable truth. There is a genuine gap in this country between the top sliver of wealth holders and everyone else. That's real, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. Genuinely wealthy people are very often understated. The flashiest spender at the table can frequently be the one with the emptiest rucksack, because flash costs money that has to come from somewhere. And plenty of quiet, ordinary-looking people are sitting on serious assets you'd never guess. And here's the bit that should actually take the pressure off. The people at the top face the exact same decision you do, just perhaps on a different scale. At every income level, and I genuinely mean every level, there's the same fork in the road. Spend it now, where you can see it, or put it somewhere it compounds. More money doesn't delete that choice, it just makes it slightly more complicated. The divide is real, it just hides in plain sight, and it is not something you can spot easily across a car park. Now, I've got another bit for you too, for those with a large rucksack and large investments that have compounded. The person who's boring and asset rich, think property, a big stock portfolio, a fat pension, they are not automatically safe either. That rucksack is not a guarantee. It's just paper wealth. Like spending, it's just a number on a statement, and numbers on the statements will move. A stock portfolio can fall. That's the whole nature of public markets. And your house? House prices can go down in real terms, even when the headline number looks normal. Over the last year, homes in the southeast of England fell 1.8% on paper. But adjust for inflation, and that's a real loss of nearly 5% of your wealth, quietly, without a single for sale sign changing. At a £500,000 house, you've lost £24,500 without feeling an actual loss until you decide to sell at that point in time. So, boring and asset rich isn't a cheat code, it's just a calculated decision with its own weather. The rucksack can get lighter while you're not looking, just as surely as the coat can be running on credit. Nobody in this story is safe just because of what you can see. Not the visible spenders, not the quiet savers. Nobody gets to skip the risk. So what does all of this actually mean for you? It means the thing you've been using to measure yourself, what you can see around you, is not just unreliable, it's unreadable in both directions. You cannot look at someone's visible life and know they're asset rich and doing extremely well. And you cannot look at someone's paper net worth and know they're safe, because that number can fall too. Flashy doesn't mean rich. Quiet doesn't mean poor. Rich on paper doesn't mean secure. There is no outfit that tells you the truth, which means every hour you've spent feeling behind, based on coats, has been spent on information that was never real to begin with. So here's the only thing that's actually in your hands. It's not a product. It's not a number I can put on the screen. It's this. The thing only you can actually see is your own. So stop trying to read everyone else's rucksack or coat's price tag. You can't. Just start being honest about your own trade-off. Every time you spend on the visible stuff, know, consciously, what you're trading away. You should genuinely be able to spend your hard-earned money on visible happiness too. And then every time you decide to save and invest instead, know what you're giving up in the present too. Because a life that's all rucksack and no coat won't be a win either. This isn't spend less. It's a calculated decision to be made. Financial balance. Pick your split deliberately. Maybe you decide the holiday is genuinely worth the compounding you sacrifice for it. Great. That's a real adult decision, made with both eyes open. Maybe you decide to quietly move a bit more into the rucksack this year, to build a compounding bit of finances. Also great. And don't forget, this is just the cost management side of your financials. You have your job, career, and other income generating ventures you can try to maximize where possible, to just increase that cash inflow a bit more too. The mistake, the only real mistake here, is drifting, letting the trade-off get made for you. By comparison, buy a feed, buy a race against bags you were never allowed to see. So the next time everyone around you looks richer than you, remember the coats and the rucksacks. You can't see anyone's bag. You can only pack your own. But stop running someone else's race. There is no finish line.